What happens when Donald Trump is finally off the ballot, yet the Democrats still don't have an answer? Today, we are talking about the potential 2028 ticket of JD Vance and Marco Rubio and why the Democratic Party is not ready to face it. And no, this is not an endorsement, brothers and sisters. This is a reality check. Let's get into it.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.
Welcome to the Publisher's Desk, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine. You could go to blackwestchester.com and get the latest news with the Black point of view. And I'm Damon Jones. And today we're cutting through the noise to talk about what no one else in the Democratic leadership wants to admit. The party's not ready for a Vance Rubio ticket in 2028. And let's be clear, again, this is not an endorsement. This is a strategic breakdown of what happens when Trump's finally off the ballot and the Republican Party is evolving without him. JD Vance and Marco Rubio represent a new type of Republican leadership, one that's populist, polished, and ready to flip the script with the working class. Vance speaks the language of the forgotten towns. He's not reading from a poll. He has lived what these forgotten towns have experienced. Rubio brings Latino credibility, foreign policy chops, and he has won in a state that Democrats keep slipping in. Together, they balance the geography, race, class, and message. And that's a real threat to a party stuck in identity politics and coastal elitism. So let's look at the bench. Gavin Newsom, he's governing a state people are fleeing. Pete Buttigieg, he's polished but disconnected from the working class reality. And Kamala Harris, she just announced she's not running for governor of California, a quiet signal that she may be preparing to exit national leadership altogether. And don't forget, when Barack and Michelle Obama backed Kamala, they pushed the message, if you didn't support her, you must be a woman hater or didn't love your mama.
Excuses. I've got a problem with that because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly now, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. And I think anybody you are talking to in a barbershop, anybody you are talking to in your house, in your family, at church, who is coming with that kind of attitude, I think you have to ask them, well, how can that be? Because the women in our lives have been getting our backs this entire time. They've been raising us and working and having our backs. And when we get in trouble and the system's not working for us, they're the ones who are out there marching and protesting. And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down. That's not acceptable. That's not, this shouldn't even be a question.
And those statements on the campaign trail, brothers and sisters, has pushed black men away from the party, or it made them just stay home altogether. Now, in 2025, even top Democratic consultants are filing saying it out loud. The Democratic Party has a masculinity problem, and they're losing working class men day by day.
For young men under the age of 29, the swing from 2020 to 2024 in Trump's favor is pretty significant. 49 to 48, Trump to Harris. It's almost tied with young men. Trump did very well with young people relative to what he normally does. There's something going on here.
No, and I mean, this was why, Joe Rogan was so influential in this campaign. Joe Rogan has an audience mostly of young men. There was this whole big drama about whether Kamala Harris was going to give an interview to him, wound up not doing it. I think is probably a mistake, although it probably didn't affect the outcome of the election. But I mean, I think, what that guy said was pretty dumb, but it is not, it is true that Democrats have a problem, especially with young men. I mean, that is a real fact.
So to me, that in a way it validates what Clay Travis is talking about, because if you're trying to get young men, you're not going to get them on all policy points and all. No, Joe Rogan knows karate, and sometimes he talk about drugs. That's good enough for me. Pete Hegseth was in Germany this week doing squats with like 220 on the bar outside for no reason. That's what the Democrats. I'm being silly, but
and you know what?
serious.
One of the other points that Clay Travis made, and I think this is true, we saw this in real time. When Trump had the assassination attempt in Butler, that image of him raising his fist and saying, fight, 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 was like a shot of testosterone in the arms of a lot of men. Mark Zuckerberg was like, oh my God, he's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And now look at where we are politically with some of these very people really turning politically toward Trump.
Those numbers that you just read, it's been happening for 10 years. This has been happening slowly but surely over time. I think that pollster in that clip earlier had said 2 out of 6 moderate men voted for Trump. It was the majority of moderate men voted for Trump. Even over 20% of liberal men voted for Trump. There has been what is seen as I don't want to say a war on masculinity, but there has been this trend in the Democratic Party, or it's at least felt that the left is becoming more and more hostile to the things that are typically men. And you've seen John Fetterman talk about this idea of like patronizing, calling them bros, or that ad that looked like a spoof at the end of the race of like, real men do this. It's like, have you ever talked to a dude in your life? So in James Carville saying, we need to have less like yappy voices and more men talking. And there are many men in the Democratic Party.
The Republican ticket with Vance and Rubio don't need to win debates. They're already winning in the cultural connection. They are speaking to barbershops, church pews, laborers, veterans, small business owners, while the Democrats are stuck talking about DEI slideshows, TikTok influencers, and college debt relief, and men playing in girl sports. This ticket locks Ohio and Florida and has a real chance in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Arizona, and even Georgia. They're not running a culture war. They're running a restoration campaign. And if the Democrats think Trump being gone means the threat is over, they've learned nothing. The truth is, brothers and sisters, the crisis isn't about candidates. It's about strategy. Democrats used to be the party of the working man. Now, they don't speak the language. They don't respect the values. And they don't act like masculinity is a public health threat. Meanwhile, Republicans are building a multi-ethnic working class coalition rooted in faith, family, and economics. That used to be our language as Democrats. What happened? Now we're stuck in think tanks talking points while Vance and Rubio are shaking hands and talking to real people. Again, this is not a cheerleading squad for Vance and Rubio. We're just talking reality and strategy that the Democrats surely need if they want to take back the White House. This is about asking what's the plan when Trump is gone and the GOP still shows up with real appeal and young candidates. Democrats can either adapt or get replaced. So thanks for watching The Publisher's Desk. I'm Damon K. Jones, and we keep bringing you the hard truth, whether the parties like it or not. So go to our website, brothers and sisters, blackwestchester.com, and get the unfiltered news with the Black point of view. And also now check out blackwestchestermerch.shop, when you can support independent Black media by buying our merch and t-shirts and cups and everything. This is how we continue to bring you the news with the Black point of view. I'm Damon K. Jones. Stay blessed, stay safe, and as always, stay Blacktastic. Peace. Thank you to everyone who supported us through Super Chat. Your contributions keep independent media alive and thriving. We couldn't do it without you. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and share it with others who need to hear the truth. And for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes access, join the Black Westchester Magazine YouTube membership club today. Your support helps us keep independent Black media strong. Support independent Black media with style. Rock Black Westchester merch and represent the news with the Black point of view. Every purchase helps us speak truth to power.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.